Filipinos grew up hearing tales about school campuses being a former cemetery, morgue, or hospital. However, there are real places where people died in wars and in natural disasters, and their ghosts continue to haunt the living. In part 1 episode of this story, I enumerated 5 from the list of the most haunted places in the Philippines. So now, I will continue to present more of the scariest places known in the country. Number 6. The Diplomat Hotel in Baguio City. The derelict structure stands on top of the Dominican Hill, a rest house and seminary during the American period, before it was refashioned as a hotel. When the war broke out, as the usual turning point of the scary story, nonsense priests were decapitated at the area. Hence, the haunted place is notorious for pugot na ulo, or beheaded men or women. Locals and old hotel staff would tell stories about hearing faint sounds at night, banging on doors, and wailings of people in agony. Headless ghosts carrying their head on a platter are also seen by locals and visitors. Number 7. The Hospital Ruins at Corregidor. The hospital ruins in Corregidor Island feels really eerie. You may have heard of haunted hospitals from other parts of the whole, but this one on Corregidor was specifically built to house and nurse wounded soldiers. The island hospital was built in 1912 and was bombed out by the Japanese during World War II. Its counterpart, the 1,000-bed hospital inside Malinta Tunnel, is just as creepy. The worn-out walls, the remains of white tiles, and rusted railings all suggest the bloody past that this structure had witnessed. Sounds of footsteps and ghostly moans are usually reported by the people working in the island. Number 8. The Manila Film Center. The Parthenon-inspired center is home to urban legends and is the subject of many horror films. 20 years ago, hundreds of workers were buried, some of them alive, at the site in 1981. The reason behind the tragedy: former First Lady Imelda Marcos was in a rush to finish the building for the upcoming International Film Festival. Construction workers had to work 24/7 to finish the structure. Because the cement wasn't given enough time to dry, on November 17, 1981, an entire floor collapsed. It was said that she ordered to pour out cement over the dead bodies as a form of sacrifice so that, as was traditionally believed, the structure be reinforced and strengthened. Number 9. The Ozone Disco in Quezon City. The ozone fire tragedy in 1996 is one of the saddest accidents that happened in Philippine history. The fire that ravaged the disco bar burned over hundreds of bodies into ashes, most of them graduating college students. Currently, it houses food establishment in the famous Marto area. The horror of the fateful night haunts locals. Disco beats and faint voices coming from the decaying site were heard, and it was told that dancing ghostly figures can be sighted at the site. Number 10. The Clark Air Base Hospital. At the Roching Hospital in Clark Air Base, mysterious apparitions and muffled voices were witnessed by visitors and locals. It was even said that the place was fenced out of the public due to violent spirits hovering around the premises. Ghost Hunters International has named these places as one of the most haunted places in the world. The National Geographic even visited the hospital to feature on one of their shows. Number 11. The Manila City Hall. The City of Manila Mayor is known for its coffin-like structure and the cross traversing its center. City Hall employees reported sighting ghostly spirits wandering around the building, and as early as 6 p.m., strange footsteps, noises, and faint voices were heard at night. Number 12. The Baleta Drive. The Philippines has its own version of Elm Street. Although not Freddy Krueger, but a white lady has been sighted haunting Baleta Drive. But who is this white lady? Urban legends has it that a young woman was killed on this road in a hit-and-run accident. There were also tales that this lady hailed a cab at Baleta Drive, but was raped and left for dead by the driver. Since 1950s, various ghost encounters have been reported by those driving in the area. This white lady has been known to haunt motorists during wee hours, so drivers have learned not to pick up hitchhikers or even look into their rearview mirrors when passing by the street. Many people believe that the white lady wants her killer caught. Half a century later, Baleta Drive still terrifies many people.